Hi, this is Katrina from katrinagerman.com, and today we are going to talk about time tracking. I just heard half of you groan out loud. Time tracking is such an interesting area because I was so resistant to it. I just thought it was one more thing to add to my already crazy list of things to do as an entrepreneur. And once we actually added it, I grew addicted to it. I absolutely love tracking my time and seeing exactly where I was spending it, exactly how many hours I was putting in. And, at that point, being able to compare to my team, who was putting in the time and getting the projects done. And, it was a really eye opening experience for my own time and saying, I used to have this idea where I could just rip off a blog post. But no, it took me like a minimum of 3 hours to do a blog post. And I didn't know that until I started actually tracking it. I just had a mental block around it. And there was a lot of those types of tasks that once I started tracking my time, I was able to make educated decisions about how I was spending my time. And there were a lot of tasks that it made better sense for somebody else to be doing than me. And so it was just a really eye-opening experience. I actually grew kind of addicted to it. So this is a great way to track your own time and your employee time. I'm gonna just keep an open mind and come in and check this out. There's a lot of different time tracking type programs. You can check them out at katrinagerman.com. But this was the one that we used in our technology startup to track the time. So it's called Toggl, and you can find it at toggl.com. It is just Toggl, no E.com. And you can just pop in. Now there's a free first month, and then the pricing basically jumps up to here. The basic plan is always free. You can save more, and as you add different team members, it can definitely jump up. So you'll be wanting to make a decision about how much value this has for you versus how much you're paying for it. But I'll tell you, for us, it ended up paying for itself over and over and over again, simply in just the ease of being able to track time, keep track of paperwork, all that kind of stuff. So if you pop in, here's what it actually looks like, and you sign up. I have just sort of set this one up for the sake of this video. Over on the left side, you have timer, dashboard, reports, insights, saved reports. So basically the one place that you're going to be spending most of your time is in the timer. But let's just go and I'll show you how to set that up. I'm working on the Toggl video. That's a project I've already gotten put in there. It's assigned to me, and it's a tag with katrinagerman.com because that's who this project is for. Here's the actual thing I'm doing. Create the video. And then you just get started, and there it goes. So it's going to be running in behind, and then I'll show you how it enters into the report. As you can see, I did a little sample one here just to get it, get this report started. So this timer's happening in behind as I'm working away. You can also get an app, which is download the app, which is incredibly helpful too. And just have it beside your desk and just pop in these, little bits of information as you go. You can also retroactively do it if you're at the end of the day, you realize you haven't really tracked your time in the way you wanted to. You're running from meeting to meeting or whatever the case is. You can go back and kind of generically say, for this 1 hour, I had this meeting on this project. For the next hour, I, started working on a blog post. For the hour after that, I worked for this client. For the hour after that, I did this. And it's just a really great way of you being able to divide your time and see where you are spending it. So let's go over into the management part about when we're actually sending things up. So for projects, you can, basically come up with anything that you want. These are the ones that I have that were active, which I just created. The client, as you know, Mary is one of my regular clients. She doesn't exist. So it's Peter Johnson. And if I want to, I can add another client. Joe Schmo has been a regular around here. Sure, Joe Schmo. He's a big spender. So anyway, you just add them right in there, and that way too, when you want to build them out, you just can create a bill for Joe Schmo, and it actually has a detailed information, and you can find those over here in those reports and email them to them. There is also a place for team. Right now, I'm the only team member, but you can add if you want to. And also, as you get bigger teams, you will have to pay, but you can add your team members, and then you can actually. Here's the beauty of it too. You can can go in and take a look at all the different time that your team members are spending. Now, this is important too on two different levels. So, number one, if you have a virtual team and people are kind of scattered about, or you have more flexible hours and you're just hoping that people are putting their time in and reaching their goals. So that's the very first thing where you can just keep track of what people are up to, or you're running all over the place and you can't be monitoring their hours. This is a way to do it. The second thing is being able to create those reports. So if you have a funding body that you need to be reporting to, well, for example, how your developer is spending their time, this is a really excellent way of doing that. The third thing that this offers as well is just the ability to see how your team members are spending their time. So again, when you're looking at your own time and seeing, okay, is this the right way for me to be spending my time? Is this the thing that's going to be taking my company that much further? You can also do that for your team members. Perhaps they've spent, 10 hours doing one activity that doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. This is a really great management tool for you to be able to just say, hey, listen, let's work on this together. It seems like this project isn't moving forward. What can we do? Or can we get rid of it as a task? It just gives you a management tool to be looking at their activities and be making decisions. And finally, the most beautiful part of it too is for you to be able to go in and send reports to your clients and basically saying, here's who worked on this. Here was the type of thing we worked on. And it's a really clean, clear way of doing that. Workspaces are if you want to go in and there's different groups who are working on different things. In this case, I'm the only one at the workspace, but you can add a new one. If you have a group of 3 people working on a different workspace, this is a great way to create that. Here are the tags. Here are the types of things I tend to do with my day: blog post writing, helping other companies with business strategy, creating videos, helping other companies in consulting with SEO. Same thing with social media. I can add whatever I want. I can delete any of the ones that I want. And essentially, it just helps me keep organized so that I know when I go into these tags that I have spent, 15 hours this month on blog post writing. Was that a good use of my time? And was I able to bill out for it potentially too? So again, this is a very simple program. Let's go back and look at my timer. This is the place that once this is all set up, you're going to be spending most of your time over here. I love being able to look back on my days and also being able to look back on my days. Like once this gets going, we had months and months and months of different things that were recorded, and I was able to see where time was spent and being able to make some decisions retroactively in terms of how much time things took. So it becomes a really great visual record of all the things that you've done, like I said, over months. And once you get into it, and it can be just such a benefit in terms of business planning. So Toggl is one of the programs that you can be using to track your time. I know it seems crazy if you're not doing it. It seems like one more thing that you're adding to your day. But the value of it is really, really strong. And it just becomes such a really amazing management tool in terms of, you don't have to check in with your employees in the same way when you can kind of just be checking in this way and monitoring a little bit more passively, and then, correcting or helping them make different decisions if things don't seem to be going in the right direction. So really, Toggl is one tool. There's many. You can find a list of them at katrinagerman.com. Tell us what you think. Come over to the Facebook page. Talk about, what do you actually think about timing? And tracking your time. Is this something that is necessary? Is this ridiculous? Is this something that you've gotten great value out of? What programs are you using? What are some of the challenges? Come over to the Facebook page. Let's talk about it and have a conversation there. What you're learning can benefit others, and your questions other people can answer for you. And we want this community. We all want to succeed together. So Toggl, one option for tracking time. I'm interested in hearing your viewpoints, and have a great day.